Down, 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 boom, boom, boom. Down, 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 boom, 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 boom. Down, 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 boom, 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 boom. What is going on, everyone? It's Neroku here, and today I'm going to be coming to you guys with what is better number 2. So, today we have Wyvern versus the Rock Drake. So, the infamous two best flyers, in my opinion, on each of the Scorched Earth map and also Aberration. So, both of these two things have different capabilities, different things that they're better at, some things that they're worse at. But today I'm going to be going over all of them to see which one is really the better flyer. Alright, so here we got the speed test. So on the left we have the Tames, and on the right we have a Griffin, which they're both flying to. And as you can see right off the bat, the Rock Drake has a faster response time when I actually allowed them both to go. But it looked like the Wyvern actually caught up very quickly. So it was kind of hard to tell which one is actually faster. But as you can see, the Rock Drake can't actually fly. So the Wyvern has a bit of an advantage, but at the same time the Rock Drake is pretty dang fast. So if you can see there, they were both even, and I told them both to fly towards me. And the Rock Drake was faster on the ground. So it looks like, by the looks of it, it looks like the Rock Drake is faster, but I couldn't get an 100%, estimated time. But anyways, here I just went from one spot to the other flying, and as you can see, the Wyvern got 5.6 seconds while flying. And if you check here now, this is actually pretty surprising. If you do kind of glide on this thing, it can get 3.4 seconds. So the Rock Drake is a faster flyer. It is confirmed now. So, but just keep in mind, the Rock Drake actually can't just fly around like the Wyvern can. So they both have their, perks. The Wyvern can fly wherever it wants, and it doesn't have to worry about losing its drift, I guess you could say. But the Rock Drake, if it does lose the drift and it does hit the ground, it can't just start flying again. You have to get up to a high surface and jump off of it. So that's why they're a little bit different. Alrighty, now we got the tanking test. So here is this bad boy. Look at it. It just looks so freaking beastly. By the looks of it, it looks like, just in my opinion, I think the Rock Drake is going to do better. Just because it does have the 25% armor saddle, which you can't actually put on the Wyvern. So, and here we can see it looks like it is holding up not too bad. It doesn't look too bloody yet, but halfway through, yeah, it's getting pretty bloody. So it only lasted like 10 seconds, not even. But actually a little bit longer than 10 seconds. So it wasn't that bad, but the reason why I kept the saddle on the Griffin on the Rock Drake, is because you are going to be using a saddle, and you have to use a saddle when flying around with it, so it would make no sense to keep the saddle off, if you know what I mean. But next up we have actually the Wyvern. So this thing doesn't have a saddle, as I said, which that's actually kind of bad, because 25% armor, it is much better, and I'd much rather have a saddle for the Wyvern. Even if it costs a lot to craft, I would rather have that extra 25%, because that's 25% more armor. That's 25% more. That's more time that you have for it tanking. But anyways, here the Wyvern, it kind of circles around. Nothing I could really do about that. But I do take off some time at the end for when it wasn't actually being shot. So it said about 10 seconds, but there were 4 seconds in between where it didn't actually get shot. So that lasted about 5.5 seconds, the Wyvern, which is actually about half the time as the Rock Drake. So if you are going into battle, it looks like the Rock Drake is going to be the better tanker, actually by a lot, almost by 2 times. And both of these were level 225. Alright, next up we have the damage test to see which one of these is the stronger dino. So, right here we have the Wyvern. So, they are both level 1, by the way, I forgot to mention that. So, in my last is which one is better video, people actually said that, the base stats are better to be working with. So, I did keep the base stats, and they have 105 melee each. So, here you can see 62 damage each from the Rock Drake. Not bad. Obviously, there are much better tames out there that are doing much more damage, but the Rock Drake is a flyer, and it is pretty good, so that's not too bad for a flyer. And now here we have the Wyvern. So the Wyvern, as you can see, 84 damage, a little bit better, much better actually, but 20 damage more. So it looks like the Wyvern is going to be doing much more damage. So it looks like they're about tied right now. The Rock Drake won for speed, while the Wyvern is actually winning for damage. So it is kind of close. Here we have special abilities. So I was going to name it like climbing or something, but honestly, these are special abilities that each of them have. They're both different from each other, so that's why I named it this. So the Rock Drake, as you can see, it has the ability to climb up vertical surfaces. Even upside down, it can still climb upside down, which is a huge advantage in raiding and just flying around in PvP, pretty much in everything. It's just a huge advantage to have, because you can cling to walls, regain stamina, do whatever you need. But actually the Wyvern does not have this ability. So, but actually here you can see that the Rock Drake can also glide, which is also a huge advantage. It is so fast while it's gliding. It's insane. But here you have the Wyvern, and I'm going to show you it trying to it trying to actually climb up. As you can see, it can't climb up anything. It can climb up tiny rocks, but nothing like the Rock Drake. It's actually like pretty embarrassing. But what the Wyvern does have that the Rock Drake doesn't have is a fire blast thing. I don't really know what to call it, but pretty much it blasts out fire and it does a ton of damage. So that is actually a huge advantage on the Wyvern. So they look about even right now, Wyvern and the Rock Drake for matches. But anyways, so you can see that the Rock Drake here, it has won the tanking, it has won the speed, but the Wyvern has won the abilities. I guess you could say, well, actually, it would be kind of neutral for the abilities just because they each have their own specialties, but the Wyvern did actually win for damage. So if you're looking for something that's going to be doing more damage, definitely go for the Wyvern, just because it has that special ability fire thing and also more damage overall. But the Rock Drake, it seems to be that the Rock Drake is more of like a something fast traveling, because it can like travel up rocks, it can glide super fast, and it is much faster than the Wyvern, as you saw. So it really depends on what you're going for in the game. Like if you want just something to get from place to place, base to base, maybe travel to a raid, but not actually raid with, maybe tank a few bullets, but nothing much more than that. But the Wyvern seems like a much better DPS, much more better at attacking actually than the Rock Drake. So that is my opinion, and it is backed up with the facts, but you can also choose for yourself whichever one you want to use in raiding or defending, whatever you want. Alrighty, so this is the final conclusion. Pretty much both of them have their own perks. They're both pretty good. They're both, you know, whatever. But I want to actually hear what you guys want to use in battle. Do you guys think that the Rock Drake is better in PvP? Do you think that the Wyvern's better in PvP? I want to know, because I've had a lot of encounters in PvP battles where I'm fighting on a Wyvern and you can easily get hit off by the Wyvern. It doesn't have any armor, as you can see, so it takes more damage, but it's going to be packing more of a punch, and depending on which type of Wyvern you're using, like lightning or poison, they all have their special abilities, which I didn't actually show all the Wyvern's different abilities. So but anyways, the Rock Drake, it also does have its perks, so I want to know which one you guys want to use in battle. As you can see, the Rock Drake isn't the best for PvP, but it is pretty good for travel, which is an important aspect in the game. And it can actually get away if you are in like a chase, and I know this has happened to me before. Like if you're running away from a guy on a Griffin, you can definitely outrun them on a Rock Drake if you do have the height advantage. But if you're towards the ground and you don't have that height to jump off of, you obviously can't outrun a Griffin. But anyways, guys, if you liked the video today, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because I post videos every day. And also check out my Fortnite video. That was so lit. It took so long to make, but it is in the description. I'll put it first link in the description. But without further ado, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.